Hey, what's happening? I'd like to welcome you guys to the Hutchins Family TV. This is a project that we're doing to convert our loft into a bedroom. Hope you guys enjoy. So right here, we're at Home Depot trying to gather all the supplies we need, 2x4 nails and drywall. Right here are the 2x4s that I went with. I shouldn't have. Cheaper isn't always better, even though, you'll save a few dollars, but in the end, drywalling, it will pay off. That's me being cheap. So after we purchased everything we needed, we're headed back to the house and time to start the demo. I got this thing. I don't know what it's for, but we're gonna figure out what we could do with it. Um, we first start off cutting the carpet up and pulling back the padding. Got the chalk lines down to give us a straight edge to kind of guide us. This was a intense moment right here because I was really cutting the carpet. So we got the carpet cut, peeled back, and time to start cutting into the walls. Right here, I just cut the two slits for the 2x4s to go into the wall to tie into it. So after starting this project, I realized that the 8-foot 2x4s that I used weren't quite long enough, so I had to do a lot of measuring and making sure it was square. One thing about doing a project upstairs is kind of sucks that you got to carry all your materials up. So right here, I'm starting to cut all the plates for the frames, pretty much the top and the bottom plates that's going on right here. And I start adding it in my 2x4s. These are just pretty much to hold the plates into place because I realized that the ceiling joists run the opposite direction. So I really had nothing to tie into except for the 3 spots into the wall. Right here, I'm starting to stand up my 2x4s for the studs. On the bottom plates and the top, I already have it pre-marked 16 inches dead center to make it easier for the drywall to hang and line up at the end. Guess is a love note right here. So at this part, I think I'm getting excited and I framed the door without lining up my studs. I eventually had to take it back down and redo it because the measurements didn't match up right. So at this point, I finished my vertical studs and I should have started my cross beams because the longer I waited, the wood started drying out and warping, which created issues for the drywall at the end, being uneven and bulging in certain areas. You're making my drill nervous.
I'm making you real nervous. How? This is how the home improvement shows are shot. We all in the grill.
So now we're done with all the framing of the closet, framing of the door. It's time to hang the drywall and then install the installation as well. Here we are with just, I think we're finishing up the last few screws I probably missed. So right here, I'm hanging the installation. Most of them, they come pre-packaged to fit in the 16 inches stud framing. Quick and easy, just staple it in. As you can tell, I'm wearing my work uniform. I'm doing this bit by bit when I get off of work or whenever I get a little time to actually devote to this project. But right here, you can tell I'm hanging insulation and not wearing my proper protective gear. I'm supposed to be wearing long sleeve shirts, something over my mouth to not inhale it, and safety glasses because we are working with fiberglass. So now that we got all the drywall done, it's time to close up these walls. Out of this whole process, this was the most satisfying thing ever. Scoring the drywall and just snapping it. Voila. Easy as that. So now as we lay the drywall, we have to measure it up because I'm pretty sure a couple of these studs didn't hit 16 inches dead center. So we do have to do some cutting and lining up just to make sure it fits in just right. Drywall is coming together and closing everything up. Few sections left over. Now it's time to mud and tape. This section right here, we have the kids involved. I figure it's something that they would enjoy. It's messy, so that's a plus. We're trying to smooth over the seam. Like I said earlier about the studs warping, that was one of the situations where it pushed it out a little bit further than it was supposed to. So we got to try to fix and repair that.
So I really wanted the kids to be a part of this project. Probably shouldn't have them helping with the mud and tape, being that I had to do a lot of sanding and going over it to smooth it out and fix it.
Oh, snap. We have a door. Okay.
What you got to do is, you see where you put your center was at?
Yeah.
Take your knife that way. Go straight at the center
And pull down.
and pull down. But not too hard to pull out of place. Just pull it
Okay.
down a little bit. Bam. Lift it up. Now come over. Find that same center. Pull it down. And keep coming across. You gotta apply pressure. That's
Trying to
not-
be gentle.
You gotta apply pressure. Enough pressure where it doesn't move it, but enough pressure where it pushes off all the air bubbles.
I'm helping.
Now that we got all the seams done, now it's time to do our corner beats. This was the easier part of them all. I had a trough that I should have been using, so I tried to double up joint compound up on top, but that was a bad idea because it kept falling everywhere. With these, all you have to do is just press them into place and smooth them out. Way easier than the seams with the taping and mudding. A lot of the time I was wasting way more joint compound than I should have been by not just using my trough. We're just about done. We're on that home stretch, so I'm feeling good. Everything is pretty much done. All the intense parts, the tedious parts. So now we got to just put in our baseboards and do a little texture. Couple coats of paint and we're looking good. So Home Depot, they offer tool rental and it makes it a lot easier because most people don't want to go and buy a thing that they're only going to use once, and everybody's going to share the joy of your purchase. So you can rent stuff to texture and it makes it a whole lot easier. But I already purchased a paint sprayer, and I think that tool came in clutch because no matter what project I'm doing around the house, I'm able to apply it no matter what it is. It was a good investment. So with the paint sprayer, it makes work on the house a whole lot easier. You can knock down projects really quick. Rosie had to try to snap a flick while I was doing the primer. So we got our first layer of paint on the outside wall. So we're going to start working on the inside of the room now. Since this entire room is going to be painted white, I figure I'd get a little celly cell in here on little spray action. As I'm going, I'm letting them watch and see how I do it. Yo, when painting, it's all about your posture, your stance. It's all in the technique. So you got to get your boy right. So I had to get his pants up, hand on his hip, and let him do his thing. I'm sure you guys could tell that this project is coming to a completion. I got the fresh cut, so I'm in here painting the closet. Quick coat, real quick. Ashley over here pretending like she's doing something with that little baby brush. So the room is all done. We time to sweep it all out. Get the carpet padding back down. Use a simple staple gun. Watch your fingers. The wall and everything's complete. Now it's time to finish it up and put the closet in. Drilling a couple holes to hold the guiders, the rollers. And to be honest, at this point, I realized that they sold a kit that had swing doors. Could have went that route, should have went that route, but this was what they offered when I went to buy all the materials. Look like it checks out, rolling nice and easy. Got the carpet back down, cut into place. The closet was a snap too, because Home Depot sells this kit and pretty much everything pops into place. And it really amazes us every time that we walk past and walk into this room that it used to be a loft and now it's converted into an additional living space. This project took me a couple months, really only working on it on weekends and whenever I had some free time after work. After doing this project, bruh, it took me a while to get into anything else because this project was a project. But thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe and see you guys next time.